YouTube. It says Mike McKinstry here with Bassquatch Hunter TV, which I guess I don't really need to do that introduction because you're on Bassquatch Hunter TV's YouTube page watching this video live. But we're going to go over some cool stuff today. Today is volume 17 of Coffee with Bassquatch, which is pretty amazing in my opinion because that means this is our 17th episode, which is once a week during the day. It's our live virtual podcast, so we get to talk about whatever we want to talk about. Controversial topics, fun topics. What's up, Brandon Kid? How you doing, man? Happy Monday to everybody. But so today is 17 weeks that we've been doing Coffee with Bassquatch videos, and I don't see this stopping anytime soon because this is kind of one of my favorite parts of what I do. Is I get to go on YouTube, which is a worldwide platform, and talk about any topic I feel like talking about, and it usually sparks really cool conversations and really good debates and other opinions on stuff. So when you guys watch these videos, please don't hesitate to comment on this video, comment below on the video whether it's live or not, and start a discussion about any topics that I talk about. Give me your opinions, give me your feedback, give me some other topics to bring up in the next video. These videos are for you guys as much as they're for myself. So please comment on these videos with any questions, comments, ideas, or anything. Don't be afraid to start a conversation. Anyway, so today, one of the things I want to talk about is ice fishing, because that's what I've been doing a lot lately. So I was never a really big ice fisherman, or even a small ice fisherman. Been on water my entire life. I grew up on a lake, and I've ice fished, but I've never really found a passion for it. Some of my buddies are just like diehard ice fishermen. Like as soon as the ice freezes, they get super excited, and they want to go out ice fish right away. Me personally, I just want the ice to go away so I can get my kayak out. But last year I went out one time with some of my good buddies, and you know, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as good as being in a kayak, obviously, but it wasn't that bad. So this year I made a point to go out a few times. I've been out twice so far, but I plan to go out a couple more times this year if I have time, and try to really understand the sport a lot more, I guess, because it is a sport all on its own. Hey Chris Scott, how you doing, man? Can always count on you for the squirrel comment, because usually your squirrel comment makes me go on a squirrel rampage about something different. Anywho, so we're talking about ice fishing right now, and you know, I wanted to understand the sport better. So this year I really wanted to make sure that I put some more time into it. I talked to more people that ice fish. I get some really cool feedback from people, and I like to ask questions a lot. I love learning new stuff. I love learning from other people. So like yesterday we're on Lake St. Clair, and me and my buddy Chris were out there, and Mike Godlewski, and we were talking to as many people as we could out there, or at least I was, because I want to make sure I can get out there and just get feedback, because I don't know a lot about ice fishing. I've never really, like, I can ice fish, I can catch fish in the ice, I understand the fundamentals of it, but I don't know it. I don't know the sport through and through, and I don't do it enough. So either way, I was talking to some cool guys yesterday. One of the guys happens to run a muskie charter on Lake St. Clair, and we got talking and stuff, and it looks like I'm going to be working with him, doing a video for him next year, or later this year, I mean, and doing a muskie charter out there. So that's why you never know what you get when you talk to people. But I wanted to go over with you guys my ice fishing setup, my main ice fishing rod. I know everybody that ice fishes has like 10 rods because I set them up everywhere. I have one main rod that I like to use because mainly because I believe in it. I like the rod. I think it's a good ice fishing rod. I've never had a problem with it. I had 2 of these, and I lost one in the hole last year. That was part of my learning experience, was realizing you can't leave a rod unattended, because even if it's in a holder, a big enough pike or bass, whatever, I think it was a pike, could easily take my rod and put it down. Fish Doc said, what's up? Interesting time, Mr. Fish Doc, because I was just talking about my 13 ice fishing rod that I lost in the ice last year, which you were there for. Although it wasn't your fault, it was my fault at the end of the day, but either way, so the rod I use the most for ice fishing, I brought it inside. Yeah, so you know more about ice fishing than I do, and that's I think you missed earlier in this video. I don't know how long you've been watching, but I don't know a lot about ice fishing, but I'm trying to learn, and I had a 3 or 4 people today alone asking me questions about ice fishing because I was posting pictures yesterday, and I don't know a lot about ice fishing. So I'm going to at least go over my main rod that I use. That was actually a gift from my good buddy Chris Burkhart for Christmas last year. But this is a 13 fishing Wicked ice rod. It's a 24-inch. I'm pretty sure it's a light. It's an ultralight. So it's an ultralight rod. And it was a combo. So it has the Wicked, you can see it right there, the Wicked 13 fishing spinning reel on it. So I really like this rod, and I've caught some good pike with this rod. I've lost some good bass on this rod, and I've caught quite a few panfish on this rod. And although people always think ultralight can't handle anything, this thing is awesome. Like, this is a damn good rod, and it makes me really happy because this was a gift. I never would have bought this on my own. I never would have known what to buy, and since it was a gift, I got to try this rod out, and I really like it a lot. And it's a pretty rod. They have the new ones out now too that are called the Widowmaker rods, and those are supposedly a crap load nicer, but I haven't tried one yet. What's up, John Bolton, man? Thank you for the donation. As always, he reminds me by doing this. The super chat is turned on, so in the comments there's a little $sign. You can put any dollar amount you want and donate to our channel to help us do what we do. That's the 2016 Wicked Ice. The new Wicked Ice is similar, but white and black. But white and black rod instead of the carbon fiber. They come in ultralight, light, medium heavy, I think, 24 to 28 inches. You are absolutely correct. Like I said, this is why I fish with some of my buddies who know more about ice fishing than I do. So this has the carbon fiber look on the handle, which is pretty sweet. And the new ones are white instead. And I actually have it pulled up on my screen. This is a 25-inch rod, sorry. So this is a 25-inch. They also have a 28-inch medium and a 31-inch medium heavy, which I'm assuming a 20 or 31-inch medium heavy is going to be more for if you're doing pike or muskie or something big. Can't stay, just wanted to give a couple bucks and say, hey, I'll message you on Facebook later. Thanks for talking about ice rods. No problem, John. So any questions you have, forward them over to me, and as you can tell, there's some other people on this video that know more about ice fishing than I do. There's plenty of people I know that know way more than I do about everything. So if anyone ever asks me a question, whether it's ice fishing related or kayak related, if I don't know the answer, I won't answer it. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I'm not going to fake anything. If I don't know the answer, I will reach out to the people that I know that know the answer, and I'll get the answer, and then I'll give it to you. So although it might seem like the answer comes from me, it's not coming from me. I'm just like the middleman. So, yeah, so this rod is awesome for crappie fishing because I have caught plenty of perch and panfish with this thing, and it's amazing. But like I said, any questions that you message me as far as ice fishing goes, if I don't know the answer, I'll research it. And if I can't find it, I'll just call one of my buddies up who know the answer and pass it over through. So this is the 2016 Wicked Ice W24UL. So the UL is for ultralight, although they don't list ultralight on their website. So I'm kind of confused with it. But this is the 24, I'm assuming means 24-inch, and UL is ultralight. But on their website, they have a 25-inch light. So I don't know if they quit making this one in 2017 or what, but 24-inch ultralight is what I have. So we went out yesterday in St. Clair, and I pulled in, I think, 5 or 6 perch. I think somewhere around there. I didn't really keep track. Most of them were, yay big. One of them I had was somewhat decent. My buddy Chris caught probably 10 of them, and one of them was super decent. John Bolton said, see you, Mike. Hey, Milton. Talk at you later. All right, John. Thanks for coming by, man. Thanks for the donation, as always. And, yeah, talk to you soon. So he caught a couple good perch. One of them was a keeper. He caught a really good one. Then Bobby Shane said Bassquatch ? Yes. I'm not trying to answer that. Is that a question? Like, yes, this is Bassquatch Hunter TV's channel. Yes, my technical nickname, I guess, is Bassquatch Hunter. So welcome. So Mike Godlewski, my good buddy Mike, he was in a shanty right next to us, like probably 10 feet away from us. And he was pulling in left and right keepers. Like he had probably 10 perch that were just beautiful, perfect. So it's kind of funny because we always make jokes about this too, even in kayaking. You could be right next to somebody throwing the same exact bait in the same area and skunk while the other person catches fish every single cast. And the same thing in ice fishing. You could have 2 holes drilled side by side. You could have 2 people sitting in each hole. You could be 2 feet away. You could be this close to each other and dropping the same bait in the same time, and you're only this far apart in the water, and the guy next to you could catch fish every 2 seconds and you could skunk. It's literally like, people always need to realize with fishing in general, there is so much luck involved, and so much involved where it's kind of a roll of the dice sometimes. Like, skill and education only gets you so far. There's always that weird luck factor that comes in. So you always got to remember that with fishing, especially ice fishing. Fish Doc said he did have a flasher. Can't wait to get one and step up my ice game. Yeah, the flasher probably helped a whole lot. Bobby Shane, have you ever fished the Pacific Ocean? I have not fished the Pacific yet. That is actually on my list to do this year. Fish Doc said he did have a flasher. Oh, I already read that one. Chris Kinsvader, do you ever use electronics on the ice? So I don't personally bring my electronics on the ice, like my normal freshwater finders and stuff. But the last 2 times I've been out, I have buddies that have either finders or flashers, and we use those. So yesterday, Mike was showing us how his flasher worked on the ice, and it was absolutely incredible. Like, you could watch your jig fall down, you could see the bottom, you could watch it fall down, and you could see a fish coming up to get it. So that's how helpful it really is. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold, and I have a really big fishing show to do this week, so I'm trying to make sure that I get this cold out of my system. So electronics do help a whole lot. Thank you, Bobby Shane. I appreciate it, man. Electronics do help a lot on the ice, although I personally don't use them myself, but I do like when my friends have them around because it's kind of a helpful tool. As I found out yesterday, because my buddy Mike outfished the crap out of us. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the electronics helped him quite a bit. But yeah, so this is, that's my ice fishing setup, is the 13 Fishing Wicked rod, the 2016 model. It's ultralight 24-inch with the 13 Fishing Wicked ice reel as well. So that's what I use mainly, and you know, comment on this video and let me know what you guys use. If you guys use a different rod for ice fishing, let me know why and what it is so I can learn some more too. And I'll Google what kind of rods you guys have and stuff so I can figure it out. But yeah, ice fishing's fun. It's not as fun as kayaking, but you know, in the right conditions, it's pretty good. You should have a flasher mode on your Humminbird. I do, actually. I have a flasher mode. I have 2 or 3 fish finders, and they all have flasher modes. But I don't. They're all attached to my sonar pods and stuff. Like, I don't want to bring them out and like deal with the whole thing just to use it on the ice. Especially because I'm lucky enough to have some friends that have some, so I don't need to do it. Chris Scott said dynamite. Yeah, I don't think dynamite ice fishing is a good idea because I'm pretty sure you want the ice to stay intact as much as possible. So I think dynamite fishing on ice is a really bad idea. Although I guarantee people do it. Anything you can imagine, no matter how dumb it is, you got to assume someone out there has done it. And luckily nowadays we have YouTube and Facebook, so we can see videos of the idiots doing stuff like that. So at least we can learn what not to do. So another thing, a cool thing, I just looked down and saw this. So one of the things I got for Christmas was this calendar that I keep on my desk. It's one of those like big thick pads of paper calendars that you tear one off every day. But I'm a huge factoid person. Like, this room around me is my antique room. I love collecting antiques. I love history. I love learning origins of things. I love factoids. I always hit people on Facebook with factoids out of nowhere, just because it's, if someone hits a topic, I'm like, I know a little factoid about that, and I like to share it because it's fun. It's exciting for me. So I got this calendar with little factoids on it for every date. So it tells you, like, it's from the History Channel. It tells you, like, Tuesday the 8th, or January the 8th, Monday. It tells you something cool that happened on this date. And I'm going to start doing these every time I do a live video. I'm going to start sharing, like, a quick version of the factoid. So January 8th, It says, in 2011, Congresswoman Gabrielle Gifford is injured in shooting rampage. Arizona Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was shot and critically injured while meeting with constituents outside of a Tucson area supermarket. 6 people died in the attack. The other 13, including Giffords, were wounded. The gunman was a 22-year-old Jared Lee Lohner, was taken into custody in the scene and later charged. Yeah, so, wow. And now he's convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole. So that's an interesting factoid for today. So let's go ahead and take that one out of here. But anyway, so every day there's a new thing in my calendar, like a new factoid. So it's kind of cool. It makes me excited to tear off the old day and look at the new day. So the other thing I wanted to go over is this week, Thursday, is the first day of the Ultimate Fishing Show in Novi, Michigan. And it's my favorite show of the year. It's the first one of the year in my area. It's not the first one in the state by far, but it's the first one in my area, and it's the first one that I work for the year. And it's my favorite show because it's not a boat show, it's not an outdoor show, it's not a kayak show, it's a fishing show. So I get to talk about fishing all day. 12-hour days on my feet with crappy expo food and using about a gallon of hand sanitizer a day, because every hand I shake I have to use hand sanitizer because I get sick every single year at shows because I shake hands all day, I talk all day, I lose my voice and I get sick. So it's so much fun though, and it's my favorite part of the year. Shows are incredible. I get to meet some amazing people. I get to introduce new people to the sport that I love so much, that I'm so passionate about, and I get to share my passion for the sport with everybody I get to meet. So it's a lot of fun for me. Thursday is the first day. I'll be there in the morning to set up and get my kayak on display and get it all ready, and then I'll probably be there until close, and then I'll be there open to close Friday. It'll be about 12-hour day Friday, all day Saturday, and then I'll be there all day Sunday, and then tearing it down on Sunday night. So I'm super excited. So if you're in Michigan, or if you're in the area at all, or if you feel like making a fun trip to a really cool fishing show, then the Novi Ultimate Fishing Show is Thursday to Sunday, and it's a lot of fun. If you're coming out, make sure you stop by the Summit Sports booth. It's where I'll be most of the day. I'll be walking around a little bit, but I'll be there most of the day. So if you want to come by and talk kayaking or talk fishing, you can see my Feel Free Lure 11.5 on display, fully rigged up. It's not my 13.5 because my 13.5 is actually going up for sale. So I am going to get that one out of the trailer. I usually keep my kayaks for a year. So my 13.5 I used this whole season. I got it early in 2017. I used it the whole season, and now it's up for sale with a lot of really cool stuff on it. So the 11.5 will be on display. Chris Kinsvader said, are there any seminars that you'd recommend listening to? I have not honestly looked at the seminar schedule for this year yet. I got to be honest. Usually I know by heart who's speaking and who's doing what, and I'm not really sure this year. But I will say that it's probably more beneficial to walk around and get one-on-one conversations with any of the fishermen or anglers or companies instead of trying to listen to a seminar, because the sound is always terrible. It's always hard to hear because it echoes and it's such a big open area. So it's really hard to hear what people say for seminars. So I like waiting until after the seminar and talking to people, or just spend your whole day walking around a different booth and asking questions. That way you'll get some one-on-one direct answers. What's up, Mike Godlewski? How you doing, man? I was just talking about your awesome ice fishing skills earlier in this video. So, yeah, Chris Kinsvader, I look forward to seeing you at the fishing show. So make sure you come by the Summit booth. Another thing I want to talk about, I'm going to go grab a tissue, so hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm just getting over a cold, and I'm trying to do the best I can to make sure I fight this thing. So, the other thing I want to talk about, hold on. Chris Kinsbader said, will do. I'll have my oldest daughter with me and the wife, too. Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. So, the other thing I want to talk about, and this is a fun topic for me to talk about, although I try to not talk about it as much anymore, because I used to do a lot of videos just on topics like this, and then for a lot of reasons I decided to stop doing videos based off these topics alone. But recently in a Facebook group, there was 2 topics that were brought up, and that was sponsorships and pro staffs and the people that get them, and jerseys. And I had to like bite my tongue to not interact in these threads, because I try to stay out of Facebook threads that turn into arguments or turn into drama or anything like that, because I don't want to feed it, and I don't want to be part of it, and I try to distance myself as much as I can, which doesn't always work, but I try. But I want to touch on one little topic, since this is a fun forum to talk about, and this is my video, so I can pretty much talk about what I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about jerseys for a minute. So I have a closet full, and my wife makes fun of me for this. I have a closet full of fishing shirts. So I have shirts from so many brands that send me shirts, or shirts that I've made, or shirts that I've bought. But I've like KBF shirts, I have Feel Free shirts, I have Savor Outdoors shirts, I have Z-Man shirts, I have Yak Light shirts, Anchor Wizard shirts. I mean, there's so many fishing shirts that I have, like brand fishing shirts. And also jerseys. I have 4 or 5 jerseys in my closet right now. Hey, what's up, Milton? How you doing, man? Good afternoon to you as well. Cedar, what are you doing, buddy? It's like scratching at the carpet. So I have 3 or 4 different jerseys, and I have duplicates of 1 or 2 jerseys in my, like, I have a jersey, I have 3 jerseys, I have a matching hoodie, that matches my jerseys, then I have another jersey, then I have a Feel Free jersey, then I have my old Bass Boat jersey. Either way, I have quite a few jerseys. And someone made a post on Facebook about, you know, what are your thoughts on people that wear jerseys? And, you know, there's a negative connotation to wearing a jersey and stuff like that. So I stayed out of the Facebook thread of it, because I know exactly where it was going to go, and I knew it was going to be some kind of argument eventually, and I just don't want to feed the fire. But since this is my video and my channel, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. So, not to name drop here, but I'm going to name drop, but only because it helps the conversation. Chris Scott said burn them all. I actually don't even get rid of my old jerseys. Like my jerseys from last year, I can't wear. Well, I mean, I can wear, but I can't really wear anymore because they're not up to date. But I don't get rid of any of my old jerseys. It's just one of those things. Like, I have jerseys from tournaments with Kevin Vandam from 2013. They're like charity tournament jerseys that I still have. I like keeping them. They're good memories. But geez, Chris Scott, you always get me on squirrel mode, man. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna name drop. I just said his name already, but so Kevin Vandam. If you guys don't know who he is, he's like the Tiger Woods of fishing, in my opinion. He said something really smart, and I think this was last year. I think it was last year. It was at a show, and I can't remember when it was. I think it was last year. But he said something really smart, and he said there's a few gems that he said since in my small interactions with him that kind of stuck with me, and they're all very, very, very wise comments and opinions. But he said that he looks at a jersey like wearing a suit. He doesn't want to wear it out in public because it's like the hey, look at me thing. He doesn't think it's the most comfortable thing in the world to wear all the time and wear in public, and it might be out of place in some certain scenarios, but it's like a uniform. It's if you have to wear it, you have to wear it. A lot of sports have jerseys, and a lot of athletes don't wear them outside of the sport because it feels kind of uncomfortable, and it's almost like you're doing it for the wrong reasons, but sometimes you have to. Like fishing shows. I don't always wear my jerseys at fishing shows and expos, but sometimes I have to because my sponsors ask me to, or because it's a good representation of the brands that I work with, and that's what I do is I I present a large audience what brands I use and what brands I believe in. So I'm proud to wear my jersey, and in certain situations, like in tournaments and stuff, obviously, like I definitely wear my jerseys, and I'm kind of proud. It's like a badge of honor. I'm like, yeah, I have brands that believe in me. Here they are. Check it out. At fishing shows and expos, I always feel kind of awkward wearing my fishing jersey because it's like I just want to like hide a little bit. Like don't look at it. I'm sorry. Like I just don't want to wear it, but I have to. Sometimes I dress like this. It all depends on what show it is and what I have to do that day and stuff like that. So, my view of fishing jerseys is the same as my hockey jersey. If I were to wear my hockey jersey outside of the hockey rink or outside of anything to do with hockey, I would feel kind of awkward. And, you know, luckily I take what Kevin Vandam said very seriously about that, about the jersey thing. And every time I wear it, it kind of reminds me, like, this is my uniform. I'm just going to work. Like, if you work at Costco, you have a uniform for Costco. If you work at a very fancy office and you have to wear a suit every day, like I used to have to wear a suit at a job I had for 3 years every single day. I couldn't go in dressed like this. It was my uniform was a suit. So when I'm working for fishing stuff, my uniform is my fishing jersey. My brands invest in me, and I invest in them as a customer and as an employee. So I am proud to share off the brands I work with, and it's kind of not an obligation, but it's kind of, why would I not? Like, it's good promotion. It's a billboard. I'm a mobile billboard for my sponsors. So I know a lot of people have negative views of people that wear jerseys because people are like, oh yeah, look, he's wearing a jersey with all these brands on it. Ooh. But there's two different kinds of jersey wearing fishermen. And I've done videos on this for, geez, like 2 years ago. I remember doing videos about this. About the whole like patch pirate thing. Like people who are like logo collectors. They're sticker tramps. Where they'll have a jersey with a bunch of logos on it, but they don't work with any of the companies. They just want a jersey with logos on it. There's that kind of person. There's also the kind of person that is a pro staff member of 10 different companies. And they're just pro staffs. Like, all they do is get a discount to buy the product. Like, they're a paid customer is all they are. And they'll have a jersey full of all the pro staffs. Then there's the other guys that do the sport as a profession. It's their livelihood. And they have a jersey with 2 to 5 or 10, however many sponsors, but they're actual sponsors. They're sponsors that actually pay for the jersey, that pay for their spot on the jersey, that actually provide income. They actually, they actually invested in the angler, so the angler's investing back by proudly displaying the logos of the companies that they represent. So I think if you want to wear a jersey, wear a jersey. That's just, honestly, if you want to wear a pink dress while you fish, wear a pink dress while you fish. Who gives a crap? It doesn't matter to me what people wear, what people look like. If people want to promote 10 pro staffs, good for you, man. Like, it's cool. As long as you're honest about it. As long as you're not telling people that, oh, I'm a sponsored angler because I got 10% off. Or, it's like, I love that meme from Taco Bell where people say, oh, I got extra sauce at Taco Bell. I must be on the pro staff. Because that's how some people actually view the fishing world is, oh, I got 10% off coupons, so I'm a pro staff member. I'm sponsored. It's like, no. You're not sponsored. You're on a promotional staff. Pro staff gets, I wish there was another thing to call promotional staff besides pro staff, because pro staff, to the new person that doesn't know better, thinks, oh, professional staff member. Like, oh my God, this person's they're professional. No, pro staff does not mean professional. I actually work with 2 companies that I'm technically on their pro staff. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm on their pro staff, which means I either get free product or I get a discounted product. And I don't say that I'm sponsored by them in any way because they don't sponsor what I do. They don't provide the means to do what I do. They assist me doing what I do, and I get a discount in exchange for using their product. That's it. I use their product and I get a discount because I use it. And maybe I'll talk about it every once in a while. Maybe I won't. But it's a pro staff. Because I'm promotional staff. My job is to promote a product. Now, a sponsorship, which every brand that you see on my jersey is a sponsored brand. Either they paid for the jersey, they paid for the spot to be on the jersey, they somehow pay for me to do what I do. Whether it's a lot of free product that amounts to a large amount of money, or to compensate me for what I do, or it's actual money. Like they're actually paying me weekly, monthly, or per job to do things. So I don't want people to get the wrong idea when they see someone in a fishing jersey, automatically judge them and think that they're some kind of douche canoe because they're promoting brands. Because you should promote the brands you believe in. You really should. And I always tell people that. Even if you're not sponsored, if you're not in a pro staff, if you have no brands that you work with at all, you should be promoting the brands that you believe in. Here's a very good example. Not a lot of people know this because I don't really talk about it, but I'm not sponsored or pro staffed or any way affiliated with 13 Fishing. You might see me mention them on Facebook a lot, but it's because I'm a very happy customer of theirs. I love using their reels, and I love their ice fishing gear. So, like this ice rod that I was talking about earlier is a 13 Fishing ice rod. This was not given to me for free. Well, it technically was, but it was by my buddy Chris who bought it for me. It wasn't by 13 Fishing. Although I do talk with 13 Fishing every once in a while, and we share posts and stuff, I in no way work with them. We have no agreements, I have no discounts, no nothing. I just believe in the product. So a lot of people kind of see a blurred line there where some people who actually believe in stuff like promoting stuff. Because if someone asked me, hey, I need a good ice fishing rod, what do you think? I would say, hey, this 13 Fishing rod right here has been amazing to me. I like the way it's built. I've talked to a lot of people in the ice fishing world, and they agree with me that this is a great setup. 13 Fishing has been in the ice fishing world for a long time, and they're very good at it. So me promoting them, I don't need to get paid for that. I'm just trying to help you guys out, because if someone wants to know what a good ice fishing rod is, here it is. If you want to know what a good bait casting reel for freshwater, I will more than happily tell you all about my favorite 13 Fishing bait casting reel, because it is my favorite bait casting reel out of every brand I've used. My Concept A 13 Fishing reel is my favorite reel I've ever owned. Same thing with the Concept Z, the new one that came out. I got to use that. I got to throw it a couple times, and for saltwater, I think it's one of the coolest things ever made. But I'll still tell you about my lure spinning reel, and I'll tell you how good my lure spinning reels are. I'll also tell you how good my FX fishing rods are. Like, and that's the thing. It's like every brand I promote, no one should be able to tell what brand I'm sponsored by versus what brand I just believe in and I'm telling you for fun. Because I talk about every single brand and their positives the same way. Because that's how it should be, in my opinion. I don't badmouth any brand, because just because it's not what I like or it's not good for me doesn't mean it's bad for everybody. So I don't ever badmouth a brand. Unless they did something that deserves it, obviously. Like if some fishing company was treating someone terribly and ripped a bunch of people off, obviously I would have no problem calling them out for it. But just because I don't like a product doesn't mean that you don't like a product. Or if I said this 13 Fishing rod is terrible, I don't like it, then someone out there might hear that and go, well, I'm not going to buy one then. And that's not fair, because maybe this is perfect for you and not for me. Maybe this rod is perfect for me, which it is, but maybe it's not perfect for you. So, that's why I don't talk bad about brands. That's why I don't ever put down another brand to build up another brand, because nobody wins that thing. When you say, oh, feel-free kayaks are better than Hobies because of this, so you're putting feel-free up here and Hobie down here, but in reality, all you're doing is you're making yourself and the brand that you're trying to make look better look like it's down here. So nobody ever wins when it comes to hating. Like if you're a hater, nobody's gonna win. Like you're not gonna win by being a hater, and you're not. Sorry, I just had a phone call, so sorry about that. So you're not gonna make someone else you never win. That's all I'm gonna say. You never win by being a hater. So if you don't like people wear fishing jerseys, that's your own issue that you got to work out yourself. And if you personally know someone that wears a fishing jersey that shouldn't be wearing one because they're wearing a fishing jersey with brands they don't work with and they're just faking it kind of thing, call them out on it, because there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going up to somebody and be like, hey, are those your sponsors? And they say, no, they're not my sponsors at all. I just like these brands. And then you can just go, cool, man, and just walk away. Like, that's it. If it's one of your buddies, maybe you can have a talk with them and tell them how, hey, maybe that looks wrong because you're making it look like you work with these brands and you really don't, and maybe these brands wouldn't be okay with it, because if you're out on the water and you're flipping someone off and you're smoking a joint and drinking and stuff like that, and you're wearing a jersey, you're making these brands look really stupid, and yourself, obviously. Where people who actually earn to put those logos on their jerseys would never do anything stupid while portraying those jerseys. Because the one thing people forget, and this goes for any sport, anything in the world, not just fishing, but in the fishing world, the logos on the jersey are more important than the name on the back. And if you don't feel that way, then you need to stop immediately, because that is the right way to look at things. The logos on the front of your jersey or the back, your sleeve, wherever they are, the logos on your jersey are so much more important than the name that's on the back of it, because without those logos on your jersey, without those brands being in place and believing in you, you wouldn't have a jersey to wear to put your name on the back. If you worry about yourself first and you worry about the name on the back of the jersey instead, you'll never grow in the sport. You got to put the brands first. So if you're going to put a brand on your jersey that you don't work with, think about what that brand would think of that. Think about if you put Bassquatch Hunter TV on your jersey and I didn't know about it, and you go out and do something stupid and people are like, oh yeah, he's wearing a Bassquatch jersey, blah, blah, blah. That makes me look stupid. It makes me look bad. It makes the brand look bad. And it makes you look stupid for doing it too, whatever you did. But if someone reached out to me and said, hey dude, I want to put your logo on my jersey. Okay, I'll send you the logo. I don't care. If you want to do that, then do it. I have KBF on my jersey, and you know, it is what it is. Anyway, the whole point of this discussion was every case is different. So don't judge people that wear fishing jerseys for no reason. Find out what the purpose is first. So if you come and see me at the fishing show, and I don't know what days I'm going to be wearing my jersey, I don't know if I'm going to wear my jersey, I don't know what days I'm not going to wear my jersey, but if you come to the fishing show and wear my jersey, feel free to ask me about each individual logo on the jersey, and I'll be happy to explain to you why it's there. And there's also brands that I wish I could put on the jersey, but because I believe in them, but I don't, because I don't actually work with them. I'm not affiliated with them. So like 13 Fishing, for example. I would love to work with them for my fishing reels. I would definitely not mind working with them on that part. But their fishing rods, for example, which I think are amazing rods, but they're not amazing for what I do. Like I'm very picky with my gear. I'm very, very, very finicky with my gear. And I found a fishing rod company that I fell in love with last year, and I spent 12 months getting to know them, getting to know everybody behind the scenes, getting to know the product before I decided, you know what, I am confident enough with the quality and the service of this brand that I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket and say this is the rod I'm going to use. And I'm not going to use competing brands, so that's when I decided to work with them with sponsorships, because I knew I loved the product. I was already promoting the product for free, and I thought it was a great product, and I had nothing bad to say about anything they've ever done. So that being said, 13 Fishing makes awesome rods. They really do. And I'm not saying anything bad about their service or anything bad about the product. The FX rods fit my style and my needs perfectly. So I went with them. That was it. It wasn't a matter of something being better than something else or anything. It was just better for me. That's it. So, you know, that being said, just make sure that you take a look in the mirror before you judge, and make sure you get some facts before you judge. And if you want to get a fishing jersey, get a darn fishing jersey. Who cares? Like, it's fun to wear a fishing jersey, I guess. Like, when I first got my very first fishing jersey, it was, I think, 2012, I think it was. I got my first fishing jersey, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, I really did. Like, I was like, holy crap, I got a fishing jersey with, like, I had like 2 sponsors or 2 brands on there, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I was always so excited to wear that jersey, and I was so proud to show off my work, to be like, look, I get to wear a jersey now, check it out. And I did the same thing in kayak fishing. When I got my first kayak fishing jersey, I still to this day am super proud to wear other brands that believe in me. I like to believe in brands that believe in me, and I'm proud to display it. James Reed said, too many people don't mind their own business. Yeah, I agree, actually, too. But comment on this video and let me know what you guys think of the jersey thing. Let's start a discussion on this video, and let me know what you guys think of it. If you guys think that jerseys are stupid, let me know why. I want to hear your opinions, and don't be afraid to hold anything back. I prefer you not to use bad language or not to call anybody out specifically. Don't use names or anything like that. Don't call out brands. Just give me your honest opinion of what you think of fishing jerseys. Do you think fishing jerseys are good for the sport? Do you think they're bad for the sport? Do you think people abuse it too much? Or do you think that it looks cool when you see your idol wearing a fishing jersey? If you see Kevin Vandam walking around in a suit versus wearing a fishing jersey, what would your opinions be different? You know, so it's a big difference. Like, if I saw Kevin Vandam walking around wearing a suit, I wouldn't feel like he's approachable. And I wouldn't feel like, I'd feel like he's too serious. Like, I can't go talk to him about fishing. If he's wearing a fishing jersey, I'm like, dude, what's up, man? Like, I can relate to you. James Reed said, I have a kayak fishing with Christ jersey. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I think I've seen that on Facebook, actually. Most people wouldn't recognize him in a suit. That's true. So that's another thing, too. So I actually made a joke to him at iCast, and I said, hey, Kevin, I saw... Or no, it wasn't iCast. It was, maybe it was iCast. I'm drawing a blank. I'm completely drawing a blank on this, but one of the shows that I was talking to Kevin Vandam at, I made a joke and said, dude, I saw your red jersey walking by, so that's how I knew you were here, because I was waiting for him to get there, and I was like, I saw your red jersey. So it's true, if he was in a suit or like normal clothes, most people wouldn't recognize him, because people relate, they see pictures of him everywhere wearing his red fishing jersey. And some of the brands even are very iconic to him. Like, you know, like... Strike King, you know what that looks like on his jersey without even having to look at it, because you've seen it so many times in pictures and on baits, on the KVD Strike King baits, and on TV, everywhere. So that's another part too, is if I wear my fishing jersey, I have a very unique design that I design myself with Thrasher Apparel, which is where I get my jerseys made, and I keep the same design every time I get a new jersey because I want mine to be recognizable as well. I want my jersey to be part of my brand. So when you see my jersey from far away, you can almost be like, hey, that looks like Mike's jersey. And that's why I did that. I don't want a jersey that everybody else had. I wanted something unique, so it was unique to me. So that's another good point, though, is that in uniform, it's more recognizable as who it is. Without Kevin Vandam's jersey, Kevin Vandam would still be Kevin Vandam, obviously. He would still know everything he knows. He'd still be a great fisherman, a great personality, everything. But he wouldn't be as recognizable without his uniform on. Chris Kinsvader said, the jerseys are cool, but if you like a brand enough to wear their logo, behave and act like you are sponsored by them. Just be supportive of the brands you like. I could not agree any more than that at all. That's spot on, Chris. And I've been preaching this for 2 years, that if you believe in a brand, it doesn't matter if they pay you, it doesn't matter if they give you anything. If you like a brand, tell everybody about it. Share your knowledge with people. If you learned, like, this rod, if you learn about this rod, you use it. I've used this rod for 2 years now, and I've never talked about it until now, because I waited 2 years to make sure I actually liked it, to use it enough, and I want to make sure I could ask a lot of other people who use these and ask them what they think, so I can get other opinions and I can form my own opinion based off my experience and based off my feedback that I've heard from other people. And then I'll tell people, hey, this is an awesome ice fishing rod. This is a good setup. 13 Fishing has some awesome ice fishing gear. And by me saying that, I believe in them and I stand by that. So if someone's like, oh, they're actually garbage, blah, 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 that's fine. That's your opinion. That's perfectly fine. My opinion, without getting paid, without getting anything for free from them at all, no affiliation whatsoever, is I will endorse this and say it's a good piece of gear. And that's how you should be with any brand, whether you work with them or not, because you're supposed to be helping other people. And if you learn about a brand and you're like, oh my God, it's such a cool brand, tell people about it. Dwayne Beatty said, I don't care what anyone wears, but some people spend way too much time seeking sponsors and not nearly enough time giving people a reason to care about what you endorse. Also agree 100% with that. There's a fine line with trying to build sponsors, but I'll tell you right now, sponsors will not want to work with you if you don't have a strong following of supporters. So if you are working like crazy just to get sponsors, what are you trying to get sponsors for? Because you're trying to do more tournaments and you can't afford it? Because you're trying to travel? Because you're trying to do videos? What is your goal? Why do you need the funding? Or why do you need the free gear? And you got to think of yourself as an investment from another company. So you're asking another company to invest money or product, or somehow they're going to invest something into you. Why would they do that? You have to show a return on investment, also known as an ROI. You have to show a return on investment. So if I keep on using 13 Fishing as an example, but it's because it's right in front of me. But if 13 Fishing was going to give me, let's say, I don't even know, if they're going to pay me $500 a month, what am I going to do for them to make sure that they make more than $500 a month by investing in $500 a month in me? So they have to get a return on their investment. So if 13 Fishing called me up and said, hey, we want to give you $500 a month, we want you to promote us, blah, 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 I would have to look at it and go, I don't think I could give you guys enough to make it worth it, or I think I could give you guys more than what that would be worth, so I need this, and that. Like, that's how sponsorship negotiations are supposed to work, is It's not about what are you going to give me. It's about, can I give you enough to make what you're going to give me worth it? And that's how I work with every single brand, is if I feel like I could give a brand a ridiculous amount of progress and I could really help them out a lot, and I have a good enough following, I have enough supporters, I have enough people that care about what I say about this brand that it'll actually make a difference, then here's what it's worth. Here's how many hours I'm going to put into it every single day or every week or every month, and here's what I need to be reimbursed, and this is what I need to get paid. And if the sponsor sees that they're going to gain this much if they give me this much, obviously they're going to sponsor me. If they think they're going to give me this much and they're only going to get this much back, they'll never sponsor me at all. So every sponsor I work with, I've spent a lot of time, like between months to years, working out deals and working out what makes sense and making sure it's a two-way street. And I will tell you this, every brand, whether it's on my jersey, on my kayak, on my Facebook page, every brand I promote, whether they sponsor me or not, I always give more than I receive, and I always over-deliver and expect less and less from them all the time, because it's supposed to be a two-way street where everything's even. But if you're always giving more than you're getting, then they're always going to be playing catch-up like this. So you're going to keep on getting more and more and more, and you're going to keep giving more and working harder. So you're going to keep on building up. Eventually, this sponsor over here won't be able to afford to pay you enough up here so you can get a bigger sponsor that can cover the difference and then be up here again. So it's one of those things that you got to remember when you're climbing a ladder. When you look up, you should always see your goals and always see what you're working towards. You should never think that you're going to look down the ladder and go, oh, this person needs to give me this to push me up a ladder. That's not how it works. The higher you go and the more you can do to give to people, the more you should do and give to people so you can keep on chasing yourself, kind of thing, if that makes any sense. Bill's Catch-22 said, keeping any relationship in life healthy is based on mutual growth. I agree 100%. So, Bill, you're actually a good example, dude, because I consider you a really good friend. I think you're, like, one of the coolest dudes. Like, you're super open and honest, and, like, there's no hidden agendas with you. You're a good dude. Recently, you did me a massive favor with your amazing Photoshop skills. And it's one of those things where I'm like, crap, I feel like I owe him something. Like, I feel like I need to do something in return because I don't like feeling like I got something more than I've given. So it's the same idea where, like you said, all relationships, whether it's friendships, whether it's marriage, whether it's a business partnership, anything, you should always try to make sure that you're always giving. You're not taking. You're always giving. You're always putting into it. Always. It's like a bank account. You're always depositing. You're never really getting that. I mean, your interest is like this. I mean, it's not, you don't get that much out of it, but you're always putting more into it, and that's what grows your wealth. Same thing in life. The more you put into a friendship or into a sponsorship, the more eventually you'll be able to get out of it. You only can get what you put in, if that makes any sense. Chris Kinsvader says, I don't think a lot of people see sponsorships as sponsors as employers. They see them as a way to get paid for fishing. Sponsors are an employer that you work for. Also, 100% agreed. Some of the brands I work with, like Feel Free, for example, I look at them as a boss. I really do. They're the ones that I work for. So they're one of the brands that I bust my butt for and make sure I'm always over-delivering. I always want to give them more than they give me. I always want to give them more than they expect from me so I can keep on growing that relationship. I keep on investing more into that bank account. I keep on putting more and more and more and more, and then, you know, as I grow with them, they see that and they go, man, we got to keep on playing this game. Like, we want to give back too. This guy's awesome. So keeping that mutual relationship also makes sure that everybody feels respected and make sure that everybody feels like nobody's ripping anybody off. I don't feel like anyone owes me anything. I don't feel like any brand I work for ever owes me a thing. Like, I don't think 13 Fishing owes me a free reel because I promoted their rod. I feel like I owe them a gratitude for making a good product. I mean, that's how it should be with sponsors, and that's why a lot of people who don't get sponsors get really butthurt and they start hating on people that have sponsors. And instead of hating on people that have sponsors, just stop for a minute and think about what they're doing differently than what you're doing. And I guarantee you, the number one thing that people are missing the boat on as far as getting sponsors is remembering the fact that you have to do more than you expect to get. And a lot of people have a hard time understanding you got to work and earn anything. Like, a lot of people have a hard time understanding that concept, which I was raised the opposite. I was raised to know that You have to bust your butt, and you might not even get what you deserve. You still might never get what you deserve to get, but if you give it your best and you work your butt off and you have integrity and honesty and you give it 120% all the time, eventually it'll pay off. Eventually, karma will work its magic, and it'll all be worth it. And a lot of people are like, but I won 3 tournaments. Why am I not getting sponsors? It's like, well, are you promoting this brand that you want a sponsorship from? Well, no, because they're not paying me. Well, you'll never get it. You'll never, ever, ever get it. If you're waiting for someone to pay you for something before you show what your value actually is, you will never, ever, ever get a sponsor or grow as a person if that's how you live your life. If you feel like someone owes you something because you ask for it, you're out of your mind. If you feel like someone owes you something because you earned it, you're still out of your mind, in my opinion, because the only time you actually deserve something is when you work really hard for it, even if there's obstacles thrown at you, even if they say no, even if they brush you off. You got to remember that as long as you keep doing what you're doing, it'll all work out in the end. Just don't give up. Don't get lazy. Don't get entitled. Don't think that people owe you anything no matter what you do for them, because I promise you, you're wrong. And it is what it is. Like, the world is rough. The world is tough. You don't always get what you deserve. You don't always get what you want, obviously. And you don't always get what you need. But if you keep on busting your butt, you show your honesty, you show your integrity, you show that you're not going to change your character, that you're going to stick to your word, and you're going to only promote what you feel like you should promote. You got to view yourself as a brand, and your brand is promoting another brand, and that's all it is. But either way, yeah, I can go on this for hours. Dwayne Beatty said, a lot of people think sponsorship for grown-ups is the same as it is for Little League teams, a donation. That's not how it works. 100% agreed. Chris Scott said, sounds like a country song. It does. I can get my guitar out and just be like, you don't always get what you want. Even though it's already a song. Was that Marky Mark? Wasn't that Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch? Yeah, it was. But either way, I would love to hear you guys' opinions on these topics. So please comment on this video, even if it's not live anymore. Comment on this video. Let me know what you guys think of these topics. Let me know your opinions. Like I said, please keep them clean and don't call anybody out. This is not a forum to start hating on people, and I will not tolerate it on this video. So, New Radicals did a version of that song too. I haven't heard anyone mention New Radicals in probably 20 years. Holy crap. They did that song, geez, they were a one-hit wonder. What was that big song they did? That was, you only get what you need. Isn't that New Radical? I can't remember how that song goes. Anyway, comment on this video. Let me know your guys' opinions of this. So we went over 3 big topics that I want you guys to comment on. If you have an ice fishing setup that you like, whether it's 13 fishing or not, comment below and let me know what rods you guys use and why. Also, comment on this video about the jersey topic or the sponsorship topic, and let me know what you guys think. What's up, JC1's Castaway? What's up, man? Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I actually have someone at my door knocking right now, so I will talk to you guys soon. I'll see you on the ice or the water or at the fishing show later this week. Have an awesome day, everybody, and thank you for watching. See ya. Watch some YouTube videos.